Yeah, for the first time in my 30s, I had to call 9, and let me tell you why. So just to make a long story short, whenever me and my husband move to a new neighborhood, we are usually to ourselves. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm low-key an introvert, but I do like to say hi to my neighbors, and sometimes I'll have small conversations, but for the most part, I sit to myself. So I've been living in this exact place for about 2.5, going on 3 years. I love it. Such a nice, cozy community, so I thought. But yesterday, me and my husband are doing our own thing. We're outside. My husband's actually washing the car, and I'm just walking on a sidewalk watching my YouTube video. My neighbor comes out with his dogs. I wave to him. He rolls his eyes. Which, let me just say, every time I say hi to this man, he kind of gave me the cold shoulder, but I just assumed he was shy. So he goes up to my husband, he's like, yo, what's your name? And then my husband, says his name. And so we over here thinking like, oh, he probably saw one of our videos. I was wrong and humbled. That man was like, you have bad energy and I don't like you. So my husband's like, oh, did I do something wrong? Like, what? Can you explain so that I know not to do it again? Man couldn't say anything aside from the fact that dark energy is around. He feels bad energy. He just doesn't feel like the vibes, right? Then he starts to proceed and say, we don't know him. We don't know what he got going on in the house. We need to stop having our kids just being around his home. Mind you, we're in a townhome, so we're kind of connected. He says he doesn't like seeing the kids around. What if something happens? Very indirect, but direct threats. I'm like, mom mode steps in. I'm getting freaked out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I start having chills. I call 911. I'm like, no, we need to nip this in the butt. I no longer feel safe here, and I have children that I need to protect. So I tell the cops, exactly what happened, how he came at my husband. He didn't want to shake his hand, because my husband offered him his hand, like, hey, shake my hand, like, nothing to fear here. And the man's like, no, I can't touch you, acting crazy, or, so when I call the cops and I tell her everything, she's like, let me have a talk with him. She comes out and she just apologizes so much. I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, your neighbor doesn't like you because of your skin color. Which I kind of already felt, but when you hear it, it's like, wow, that's like really crazy. And so she proceeds to say that he felt threatened because we're here. He feels like my husband's a criminal. He feels like me and the kids are like screaming at him and just doing all these things that we're in our own lane. We haven't done anything to this man. I was like, okay, maybe this is a sign. My lease is up next month. We were gonna re-sign. This just gave me a push to maybe not re-sign. I forgot to mention, I'm all over the place because this literally just happened yesterday, but he said he was festering on it all night. It was bothering him. It was eating him up that we literally live here right next to him and how bad the energy is on our end. So he just felt called to talk to us. What would y'all have done? What would y'all have done?